The South Union Township Supervisors presents the South Union Township Sports Network today from Mustang Field at Laurel Highlands High School. It's boys soccer tonight as the Laurel Highlands Mustangs host the Trinity Hillers. Hi, everyone. I'm Joshua Scully alongside Bill Dice, who is behind the camera tonight. South Union Township Sports Network coverage is a joint cooperative venture with Township Supervisors Bob Schiffbauer, Rick Vernon, and Jason Scott, along with Armstrong and Breezeline Cable and our friends at CUTV, including the one and only Gary Smith. Again, Joshua Scully and Bill Dice with you tonight. We are just a few minutes away from getting this match underway, and it's an important match in Class 3A Section 2. Let's take a look at the standings, where Laurel Highlands finds themselves right now in the middle of the pack, but the Mustangs have a wonderful opportunity to herd themselves toward the top of this section tonight with what would be an upset win against the Trinity Hillers coming to us from Washington County. At the top of Class 3A Section 2, Bethel Park, they are 9-0-1 in the conference, 9-1-2 overall, followed by Thomas Jefferson, again a very strong team, 8-1-1 this season, 11-1-1 overall. Trinity in conference, 8-2 overall, 8-4. And then we get to the middle of the section. Ringgold and Laurel Highlands both tied with a 5-5 conference record. Ringgold 6-6 overall. Laurel Highlands 9-5. The bottom of the section looks like this: South Fayette, McKeesport, and Albert Gallatin. Albert Gallatin looking for their first conference win. They are 1-12 overall. McKeesport does have one conference win to their credit. They are 1-9 in 3A Section 2. They are 1-11 overall. Let's look around the section tonight. We do have a full slate of section matchups. Ringgold will be visiting McKeesport. Thomas Jefferson will host South Fayette. And Bethel Park is in Fayette County tonight in York Run to take on the Albert Gallatin Colonials. Unfortunately, if you have followed these teams, you know that those three matches are relatively easy to predict. I think we can safely assume Ringgold, Thomas Jefferson, and Bethel Park will probably be coming away with victories tonight. This match that you're about to see is the one to see. Laurel Highlands and Trinity, both of whom are in position to really set themselves up for the postseason. They have played once already. Laurel Highlands visited Trinity, where the Hillers won 1-0 back on September 9th. Otherwise, Laurel Highlands has really had a nice run as far as their recent success is concerned. They have beaten several county opponents as of late, Uniontown, Connellsville, Albert Gallatin among them. They did sustain a 1-0 loss back on September 25th to Ringgold. However, they had a great upset victory over Thomas Jefferson, 3-0 back on September 23rd. A heartbreaking loss after extra time against Bethel Park on September 16th. That was a 3-2 defeat. Laurel Highlands has really turned it up offensively when they've had a chance to play McKeesport or Albert Gallatin, and they both will be playing the Mustangs again before this season is over. So the combined scores of those two matches, McKeesport and Albert Gallatin versus Laurel Highlands outscored the two of them 21-2. So I think we can assume Laurel Highlands will anticipate success against McKeesport and Albert Gallatin the second time around as well. Just recently, the Laurel Highlands Mustangs defeated the South Fayette Lions 3-2. In that match, Jack Nairn picked up 2 goals, and Cole Radcliffe, that's a name we want you to remember if you are not familiar. Cole Radcliffe picked up a goal. He needs just 2 to tie Jason Bowers in program history here at Laurel Highlands for most goals scored in a career. 3 goals to pass Bowers and take over the all-time mark himself. That's following a 3-2 victory just a few nights ago. Laurel Highlands defeating the South Fayette Lions. In that match, Tice Rechtenwald for the Lions scored both times. Laurel Highlands otherwise securing the victory. If we take a quick look at Trinity, Trinity has been very successful in conference as of late. Wins against Albert Gallatin, McKeesport, and South Fayette. The South Fayette win, though, very close, just a 1-0 victory for the Hillers in that one. If you turn the clock back to September 11 and September 16, though, the Hillers came up short against Thomas Jefferson and Bethel Park. Close matches, but Thomas Jefferson and Bethel Park did get the best of them. Also, as of late, Trinity suffering a loss to Cannon McMillan, 6-1. Of course, Cannon McMillan, a strong opponent in that regard. The Hillers did pick up again that big win against the Ringgold Rams earlier this week. We're going to take a short break here on the South Union Township Sports Network. When we come back, we'll be ready for the pregame festivities at Mustang Field on the South Union Township Sports Network.
If it's time for a change in decor at your home, let the trained staff at Chesler's Fine Furniture work their magic. The August store-wide furniture clearance is going on now. There are no gimmicks involved, just great values and old-fashioned service. Chesler's offers the finest in name-brand furnishings by famous makers, plus accent pieces and wall decor that will underline your unique sense of style. You'll find items such as genuine Lazy Boy rocker recliners for just $4.29, 5-piece dining sets starting at $5.99. For the family room, there are reclining sofas from $7.99 and up, with matching reclining love seats and recliners. For the formal living room, there are sofas starting at $4.99. Don't forget the bedding department, as all mattress sets are reduced. Every piece of bedroom furniture, every piece of living room furniture and dining room furniture, every piece of furniture at Chesler's will be discounted. Chesler's Fine Furniture, Route 51 in Uniontown, where customers send their friends.
We are back to Mustang Field in Uniontown, Pennsylvania. We'll turn it over now to Laurel Highlands Public Address, the voice of the Mustangs, Jason Taylor, for your pregame announcements.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Mustang Field, here on the campus of Laurel Highlands Senior High School. For this evening's boys soccer match, we'll be visiting Trinity Pillars and your Laurel Highlands Mustang. And now we're starting lineups for this evening's match. First, for the visiting Pillars. The Pillars are led by head coach Alex Nicolopoulos. Assistant coaches Albert Justier and Bill Higgins. In goal for the Pillars, a sophomore, number 1, Joel Young. On defense, a junior, number 2, Jacob Wright. A junior midfielder, number 8, Camden Proudfield. A junior forward, number 9, Cooper Cincinnati. A senior midfielder, number 13, John Garcia. And midfielder, a freshman, number 14, Noah White. On defense, a senior, number 18, Cameron Hickman. A junior forward, number 21, Brady Anderson. On defense, a senior, number 29, Colin Rayner. A sophomore midfielder, number 32, Cooper Meeks. And on defense, a junior, number 39, Jonah Piernowski. And now, the starting lineup for your Laurel Highlands Mustang. The Mustangs are led by head coach Alex Guy, assistant coach James Guy. In goal for the Mustangs, a junior, number 5, Dan O'Neill. At forward, a senior, number 8, Cole Radcliffe. A midfielder, sophomore, number 10, Chase Hall. A sophomore midfielder, number 16, Jackson Aaron. 20, Lucas. Yeah. A senior defender. Number 22, Casey Mahoney. A senior defender. Number 23, Bernie Baker. On defense, a junior. Number 28, Ethan Perkins. A sophomore defender. Number 31, Mason Cisa. A junior midfielder. Number 38, Matt Collinson. And a sophomore midfielder. Number 42, Elliot Ford. At this time, we would ask everybody please rise. Gentlemen, remove your caps for the playing of our national anthem.
Smith Lewis Chess CPAs in Uniontown is a proud supporter of youth sports. Smith Lewis Chess was established in November of 1988 with offices in Uniontown and Indiana, PA. Their firm was established with professionals capable of providing a diversified range of services with a commitment to quality control and at the same time providing opportunities for their employees to experience interesting and rewarding careers. Contact Smith Lewis Chess CPAs in Uniontown today. They are located at 670 Cherry Tree Lane in Uniontown. Phone 724-438-7088. That's 724-438-7088 for Smith Lewis Chess CPAs in Uniontown.
Welcome back to Mustang Field, where we are ready to get this one underway. The Mustangs dressed in red and blue tonight. They will be working left to right across your screen as we get the first half underway. Their goalie, Daniel O'Neill, the junior, dressed in sky blue, and he's going to take his place near the goal. For the Hillers, it's a white uniform with royal blue number and trim. Their goalie is dressed in gold. In goal tonight, Joel Young, number 1 for the Hillers, and he'll drop back through the penalty box now and take his place. Huge match tonight between these two teams. One we certainly would love to see the Mustangs win. This could be a statement victory for the Mustangs, and they'll drop this one back, and we're underway here at Mustang Field. And the big lead here goes the other way. A header now, and this one's going to have to be fielded by Young. He comes out from goal into the penalty box and takes control of this. Young now prepared to send it away. And the Hillers goalie will do just that. Across the center line and through midfield we go. The Mustangs will drop back and see what they can do. This one coming off the foot of number 21, Brady Anderson. And now the Hillers are going to send one toward O'Neill. We had a Hiller hit the pitch, but apparently he was just tripped up. Otherwise, no stoppage of play. O'Neill will send this one right back out. Both sides testing the water, so to speak. This one is going to bounce toward number 16, Jackson Nairn. And now Nairn hits the pitch, and hopefully he is okay. Nairn had a tremendous match just a few nights ago against South Fayette, picked up 2 goals, earning himself a brace in that contest, and certainly the Mustangs want all of their offensive firepower available for them as Nairn takes a moment to himself. Now he'll move back across the center line. And the Mustangs, again, working left to right. The Hillers right to left here in the first half. A big boot from Nairn. Corralled by the Hillers momentarily, who are seeking control for the Hillers with the header there. That was Brady Anderson again. And now sneaking through, the Hillers are looking for Anderson one more time on the near sideline. They will not quite have him. Nairn uses a body to deflect. And so far, as this is a through ball out of play, the Mustangs have shown their resilience. They're not letting the Hillers secure anything easy here. The throw-in comes from Anderson, and he wanted to lead teammate John Garcia, the senior, down the sideline. The Mustangs will take away. And right now they are in transition across midfield. And good work here for the Mustangs. The Hillers, again, struggling just a bit to execute the passes they want. The Mustangs, again, will take control of the ball. This time they'll be satisfied with dropping back to O'Neill. O'Neill had a few defenders, among them Casey Mahoney and Brody Baker, dropping back just in case he had any difficulty. Now near sideline work, this one's going to be lost by Colin Reiner, the senior. Reiner listed as a defenseman and midfielder. Throw-in will come here from 39, Jonah Bieranowski. Back across the center line, the Hillers trying to test the water against this Mustang defense. Elliott Boer going to show how choppy those waters can be. Now here's the lead, far side, a chance for the Mustangs, and a beautifully executed takeaway by the Hillers to give themselves an opportunity. A little toe tap there from Anderson, trying to work it to the right wing. Mustangs again will take charge. 37:09 to play here in the first half. This one will not be saved. A through ball right in front of the Hillers bench. I want to thank the Hillers head coach Alex Nikolopoulos for his help pregame, getting the paperwork, rosters, lineups to us very promptly. Nairn will tee this one up. And he is looking for number 23, Baker here. Baker, right in the center lane, has this denied, and the Hillers now will reset themselves near the boundary on our side. Here is a rushing Anderson. Nice little footwork here. Crossover. Anderson trying to set up a few teammates in the middle, and no one followed him in. I think if Noah White had broke toward the goal, O'Neill was going to have to make a very difficult decision. And instead, the ball rolls into the visitor locker room here at Mustang Field. I want to thank Bill Dice for being with us tonight behind the camera, the one and only Jason Taylor, the PA for the Mustangs, and we'll refer to him as our concession stand liaison, Manny Dice, with us tonight. Great crew on hand as we have a corner kick. These always, of course, delicate situations. We'll see what the Hillers are able to do. The bodies are packed in tight just ahead of O'Neill, who has taken a position near the center of the net. And here is that corner kick. And this one's going to be immediately seized by the Mustangs. Well played. And taking this one away for Laurel Highlands, Lucas DeGia. Ball lost to the boundary again, and it will be Anderson who steps out to try the corner kick again. We've seen the corner kick certainly pose a problem for just about any team, regardless of their capacity in goal. You hit this ball in the correct spot, it goes off some bodies. Almost a pinball type effect as this one is going to slip down the sideline and out of play. We had a whistle there as well. And O'Neill is going to start us over. He's going to go to his left and leading it up the far sideline. The Mustangs trying to find themselves some space. The Hillers not surrendering very much. Now in front of the Hillers goal. Again, Laurel Highlands, of course, big help from Jackson Nairn in the last match. And here is Nairn. Speaking of him, and he has this one momentarily taken away. Now Nairn has a man in the middle of the goal, and the Hillers knew they had their back against the wall and send this one out of play.
Hey, what's up?
Great opportunity there for the Laurel Highlands Mustangs. Cole Radcliffe, the man whom we want to keep an eye on tonight, he's going to throw this one in. Header gets down. The Mustangs still have the ball out front, and now the Hillers finally able to turn them around. The collision here as the Hillers take control. Good dribble work here. Right lane. Going to keep it on the far boundary, and then this one goes off a Mustang and is actually saved before the boundary, before the sideline. Good work there by Laurel Highlands. Nairn looking for help. Nairn's going to take a place near the center line and see if the Hillers come away with this. They will. The Mustangs, though, were ready this time, and they're going to move it our way. That was Brody Baker momentarily controlling. Now Baker will drop back and control again. He gets a little push here from number 14, Noah White. And the Mustangs will charge this one toward the Hillers' goal, near sideline, and the Hillers are going to send it right back. The Mustangs will miss on this header, but very quickly Casey Mahoney will recover. Anderson has this one go off Mahoney's body. Now Mahoney trying to clear this one out. The Hillers, though, want the most out of this possession. This one finally gets back to the center line, and Nairn collides with a Hiller. And this is going to be Radcliffe himself on the far side. Radcliffe trying to create his own chance, and he finally has this one taken away, and we have a player on the pitch and a whistle. This will be an opportunity for Laurel Highlands, and I believe they're going to position Radcliffe to do the honors. Near side official for us tonight, Daniel Sasak. Great to see him at Mustang Field. Beautiful night in Uniontown. Couple of gorgeous evenings in a row as Radcliffe prepares himself to resume play. And Radcliffe fires this one toward the goal, blocked by a few bodies, but the Mustangs, for the time being, come out with it, and they'll keep the lid on this one and control it, trying to work it off the far sideline. The Mustangs' offense has looked good tonight when given some opportunities. They have not had many yet. Of course, we're early on, just 8 minutes in, but they have been quick, and we know the likes of Nairn and Radcliffe especially have already been productive this week. The Mustangs picked up a win Monday night against Uniontown as well. That was a really hotly contested match through one half, and Laurel Highlands ultimately put the Red Raiders away. This one off a Hiller's body. Casey Mahoney believes that should be a Mustang possession. It will be Nairn with the throw-in. And he went immediately to Matt Kolensik, but the Hillers able to deny any additional progress. Now a little back and forth here near the center line. And the Mustangs looking to lead in Nairn. Nairn with good position. Little header here, and he's got a man, number 10, Chase Hall, and the Hillers will steer this one away back to our sideline. Noah White for the Hillers. Weaving through traffic, finds a teammate. That's Anderson. He's been busy tonight. They get it to Cooper Cincinnati, and Cincinnati will see this one taken away by the Mustangs. But what a name. We talked about that beforehand. If you're going to go through life with a name that offers some alliteration, I want Cooper Cincinnati as my name, and this one is a through ball lost to the sideline, and the Hillers will throw in. 30-54, a pretty good JV match before this one, too. We got this one underway just about 7:30 p.m. Air temperature here, 67 degrees under clear skies, so we are expecting the temperature to dip quite a bit. Of course, we're in the time of year where you'll see significant temperature swings between the day and night, as nights tend to be very clear, and we lose the heat to the atmosphere. The sun, though, still strong enough to warm us up during the day. We're going to have a very warm weekend here in southwestern Pennsylvania. The Hillers not going to find anything going here. Elliott Boer among several Mustang defenders in on that. This one sent all the way back out to Radcliffe. Radcliffe comes our way to Nairn. Now Nairn trying to lead a couple of teammates. He's got Hall and Radcliffe, and apparently Joel Young knew that there might be some trouble brewing, so he stepped out and took control of the coffee pot before anything else could happen. Now Young is going to punt this one away. Ball going to bounce near the center line. No definite control there. Ball will bounce into the Mustang bench in front of Mason Seaside. 29:36 to play here at Mustang Field. Hillers with an opportunity. They're going to take the far sideline. They'll keep working that way. Now the Hillers did have some numbers there, but the Mustangs doing everything they can. Good tackle attempt there. Trying to work it inside to Cooper Cincinnati. And Cincinnati, I believe, is the man who hits the deck. Check that. That was number 21, Anderson. Cincinnati actually helps him up. Now we'll have a relatively dangerous situation here. Number 13, John Garcia, one of two captains for this Hillers team. is going to face a wall of Mustangs, the whole stable out there, to try to make this difficult. And in goal, Daniel O'Neill is ready. This one is high and over the goal, very close, just over top of the woodwork. I think that one actually ricocheted off the field goal post and off the top of the goal, so very close, but the Mustangs will survive that scare, and it will be O'Neill himself who sends this one out. He's going to be denied by Anderson, not able to find a teammate. Anderson will see this one kicked away, and the Hillers' opportunity is thus erased on a through ball. That one actually gets over the fence and is down now, rolling down the third baseline on the baseball field.
Number 7, Evan.
I don't know that we're going to get that soccer ball back. Mustangs trying the far sideline, not much going here. Both teams have been strong defensively and have threatened here and there. But aside from the Hillers' last look at the goal that went off the top of the piping, nothing especially close thus far. Back and forth at midfield, and now the Mustangs are going to try to set themselves up. The Hillers, and we're going to see what happens here as Laurel Highlands' number 8, Cole Radcliffe, gets tangled up with Cooper. We get a whistle, and the Hillers are off to the races, coming the opposite way. Now far sideline, the Mustangs really could use a win here tonight, and the only section matchup where the winner, I think is fair to say, is difficult to predict between these two teams. They played a great match earlier this season in Washington County. 1-0, the Hillers win that time. This one lost to the sideline, and it will be a throw-in for number 22, Casey Mahoney. Mahoney has this one shot right back at him by Anderson, and the Hillers will control. They take the center lane here, and they'll knuckle one wide of the goal and across the byline out of play. O'Neill in a bright sky blue uniform puts this one between the S&T in Mustangs and now lays into it. He's going to work it to his left and will go to the far boundary. Quick pass to Matt Kolensik, then right back to the sideline. Collection of bodies there. No one able to really establish definite momentum. Now the Hillers have some space. They get it to Anderson. Nice little heel pass there, but the Mustangs will deny. Hillers now going to work the far sideline. 26-11 to play here in the first half. And again, we've only had a maybe handful between both teams of good opportunities thus far. Defense has been very good each way. This one is going to be lost to the byline before it gets to O'Neill. And it looks like we may be seeing a corner kick as Anderson drops back. Brady Anderson, the junior for the Hillers. Obviously, the Hillers having a great season. They're 8-2 in 3A Section 2, 8-4 overall. So they are not a light opponent. But this Laurel Highlands team is trying to move their way toward the top of the section, and a win here tonight does a lot for that. The Mustangs have no problem with the corner kick, but the rebound's going to roll out, and the Hillers will be able to control first. Coming down the near sideline for the Hillers, this is going to be number 29, Colin Reiner. Reiner is going to move it to 8, Camden Proudfit. And we've got a whistle here. And the Hillers will line themselves up to restart play. John Garcia will give way. Garcia had initially moved to the ball, and now the Hillers are going to reshuffle the deck. And I believe this is actually 39, Jonah Baranowski, who sends this one toward the goal, and a dangerous one. He had two men there just in front of O'Neill, both of whom were looking to use their nuggets to propel the ball toward the goal, and the ball just sailed high. And we've got a whistle here before we can resume play. And Mr. Jason Taylor, the voice of the Mustangs, telling us that that whistle was due to a delayed substitution. Player to be subbed out was not quite clear of the pitch. This one, a good kick across the center line, and it's going to be Radcliffe. Look at Radcliffe avoiding three Hillers and getting the ball to Nairn. Nairn wants to go right back to Radcliffe, and Radcliffe nearly collides with John Garcia. Ball was going to be under the guidance for now of the Hillers. They try to avoid Nairn. Quick little pass between Nairn's feet. But the Hillers will retreat and reset things on the near sideline. They want to go back to the middle. Nairn says absolutely not. Nairn looking for Radcliffe, then back to Nairn, and Nairn lifts one toward Young. And in a foot race for Laurel Highlands, that's Chase Hall, and Hall nearly gets there. And that was maybe only the second or third time tonight where Young really had to move to get himself into position. I think that ball closed on him a bit quicker than he would have otherwise liked as Cole Radcliffe, the senior. Radcliffe needs 2 goals to tie the all-time record here at Laurel Highlands for goals in a career. 3 to surpass that mark. This one sent across the byline and out of play.
Now playing for the Mustangs, number 21, Jet Yager.
Jet Yager checking in, the junior. Yager wears number 21. 22:50 left to play here in the first half at Mustang Field. Happy birthday to the one and only Gordon Sumner, who may be best known to you as the musician Sting. Sting, if you're listening tonight, thank you very much for checking us out here on the South Union Township Sports Network. A collision. Sting is quite a soccer fan, to my understanding. Anderson with a look at the goal, and this one's going to be kicked wide. Easy one for O'Neill, who drifts to his left and plays that one quite easily. Laurel Highlands with Kalensic. Quick little dribble here, and a pass coming our way toward the middle. Elliott Bohr. Bohr will keep it moving in this direction. He wants Nairn. Nairn will take it here and move it ahead. Now right back to Nairn, a little give and go, and Nairn's going to try to lead a teammate down the right wing. This one crosses the plane of Mr. Sasak, who again is our near side official. And he will signal for the Hillers and a throw-in attempt by Trinity. Nairn, header, gets a header from teammate Elliott Bourne. A collision here will trigger a whistle. And it will be an opportunity for Laurel Highlands. The crowd favorable to that decision. Nairn will step back alongside teammate number 23, Brody Baker, who is adjusting his stockings. And now Nairn ready to go. Here's a good kick, and Young is going to have to come out and play that one. Now, thankfully, this is not a kickball game, or Nairn would have been out. Young had to move, though. Nairn had that one really lined up quite nicely. Young is going to boot this one back the other way. A great big bounce, and then it goes off the head of a Hiller, and Trinity's going to seek control here with Anderson. Anderson has been very busy on this left wing. This time, he's going to make a little heel pass, and ball comes right back to him. Give and go look, and now Anderson, signaling for some help, sends this one wide of the goal. Anderson frustrated here. I think he wanted a teammate to break down the middle, and nobody was home, even though he had a good look at the middle of the penalty box. Daniel O'Neill will put it this time between the A and N. 20:17 to play here in the first half. No score. We anticipated a really, really good match tonight, and so far we have got that. Strong defensive play from both teams. Anderson sees an opportunity taken away by the Mustangs, but the Hillers not quite ready to let go of this opportunity. Anderson wanted teammate that was number 7, Kingston Depto, could not quite get to it. No, check that. I'm sorry, as Mr. Taylor's correcting me. That was Evan Slagle for Trinity. Far sideline now, the Mustangs probably just grateful to see the Hillers in retreat as they had really put some pressure on. And now a collision on the far side will send Jet Yager to the pitch. And a whistle to stop play here. And we're going to have a kick attempt. Nairn moving in that direction. Just over 19 minutes to play. Again, Laurel Highlands 5-5 entering this match. 9-5 overall. So they've done very well for themselves outside of Section 2, obviously. Another good kick toward the goal, goes off a few bodies. Radcliffe nearly able to keep this one under control, but sending it back to Young, and that was a quick redirection there. Brody Baker, that was almost the equivalent of a one-timer for anyone who enjoys ice hockey. That ball had ricocheted off of Radcliffe, and Baker just went directly for the kick and sent it toward Young. The Mustangs with control. Kalensik's done a good job on that far sideline tonight for the Mustangs. Throw in here. Little toss to near the center line. Mustangs taking their time. This one is going to be booted straight ahead. The Hillers fire it right back. And on that far sideline, this is a through ball in front of the Hillers bench. Throw-in opportunity for the Mustangs. That's number 31, Mason Seaside. Seaside looking for some help, and he's got some in the center lane, and a big kick toward the goal sails out of reach of everyone with 17:53 to play. The Mustangs keeping the heat on Joe Young here over the course of the last few minutes. Trinity 8-2. They are 8-4 overall. Trinity looking up at over Thomas Jefferson and Bethel Park, who are at the top of this 3A Section 2 group. Trinity, of course, coming to us tonight from Washington County. Many of you surely familiar with the Trinity area, especially if you enjoy shopping in Washington, PA. You are familiar with the likes of South Strabane Township, North Franklin Township. Young seizes this one. He'll kick it away. Also, parts of Trinity include Canton Township and Amwell Township, where I have visited many times. So if anyone is listening from Amwell Township tonight, especially from the Historical Society out there, hello. It's been many years, but Amwell Township, a great place, beautiful, beautiful part of Washington County. Working our way, Anderson wants to send this one back to his defense, and he will. This one's going to roll back to Colin Reiner, and then Reiner wants to go opposite. He was looking far side for Noah White, and this one gets away with 16:40 to play in the first half. Still no score. Both teams have really defined their play so far with some excellent defense and some very quick decision-making. And if you ask me, those two attributes of any match usually set yourself up for a really exciting and sometimes even unexpected goal. This one right around midfield, trying to find the center line, the Mustangs are, with 16:09 to play. And finally, the Hillers will get the better of the situation and start working toward the Mustangs' goal. This one sent ahead to Slagle, and then Slagle sees his pass lost to the Mustangs, and the Mustangs say, we are ready to see you retreat and make a play on this one, and that one's going to roll all the way back to Young, who had come out from goal to play it. The Mustangs eager to see if Young would make a mistake, and Young wisely picks it up. Took him a few seconds to make that decision. This one going to be kicked back to the center line. And now on the far sideline for the Mustangs, Yager fighting for control, and he's going to have it, and he has Radcliffe. Oh, so close for the Mustangs. They had Radcliffe breaking right down Main Street, and he was there. Now Anderson's going to try to send this ahead, and he will be denied. Mustang defense again looking sharp as ever there as Elliott Boer moves it to the far sideline. And now we're back deep into Hiller territory. And the Hillers seem to have forgotten about Nairn. Nairn surprised Colin Reiner. And now here's Radcliffe looking middle. And the Mustangs with a real opportunity if they can control here. And this one finally sent away by the Hillers. That is probably the second or third time this half where the Hillers looked surprised to see how quickly the Mustang offense had materialized in their midst. 14:40 to play. Also, happy birthday from the South Union Township Sports Network today to the one and only Phil Kessel. My goodness, who does not love Phil Kessel? Hopefully Phil had a great day. I know they gave Phil a hard time about eating hot dogs when he was in Pittsburgh, but have a hot dog for Phil today. This one going to come in from the sideline. The Hillers looking for their target. Both of these teams are communicating really well from the press box here at Mustang Field. You can hear these players very clearly shouting to each other, trying to call out defensive assignments. They're doing it right now, calling out opportunities for attacks, and at least for the Phillies, for the Hillers, trying to get their striker in the right spot whenever they thought they've had an opportunity. Communication has been critical for both of these teams so far. We'll see if that plays a role in the future. Here's Radcliffe with this one taken away from him, but the Mustangs there to recover. And now Nairn nearly is able to find Radcliffe in the middle. Radcliffe not going to give up on this one, was ready to block that kick from Young with his body. The Hillers still trying to get this one going in the right direction, and they finally will. And now this great lead here. The Hillers with a 3-on-4, so the number's not in their favor. Now 4-on-5. The Mustangs with the advantage. Not surprisingly, they take the ball away. The Mustangs with plenty of time here, 13 minutes. And I think, if anyone, especially with how this match has progressed to this point, I think if anyone goes into the break with a goal, that is going to be a huge momentum swing, even if it is just indeed one goal. Now the Mustangs want to call their shot. They're trying to direct Radcliffe, and Radcliffe is going to collide and hit the pitch, and there's no whistle, and I think Radcliffe certainly wanted one. Now another collision, and we have a Mustang down. Everybody back to their feet, thankfully, on the far side. Now, here is the man himself, number 8, for the Mustangs, Cole Radcliffe, the senior. Radcliffe is in pursuit of the all-time goal-scoring record here at Laurel Highlands, currently held by Jason Bowers. He needs 2 to tie Bowers, 3 for the all-time lead, and this one goes right at Young, and Young took a shot. He's on the ground now. That did not look especially pleasant. Hopefully, Joel Young is okay. He took a moment to collect himself, and he is still telling his teammates, hey, I'm okay. Let's get ready to go. And he sends this one across the center line. Radcliffe had really laid into that one. Coming back the other way. The Mustangs now have numbers, and they are looking to organize themselves, battling across midfield, Jet Yager, and finally the Hillers able to turn the Mustangs around and reverse their progress. Now we're on the near sideline. Good little work here by Casey Mahoney, sort of a one-man show for just a second. Finally, the Hillers able to take it away. Anderson will collide with a few Mustangs, and finally he's able to move it to our sideline to Cooper Cincinnati. Back to Anderson, now middle, and this is John Garcia coming way back deep, nearly to the corner to Cooper Cincinnati. And this is essentially a corner kick, and look out, the Hillers executed that pretty well. That was number 21, Brady Anderson, who broke to the middle and was looking for the header. Cooper Cincinnati. I feel like you almost have to be a news anchor with that name, maybe a meteorologist, maybe a politician. This kick going to be a header for the Hillers. Trinity looking for control, and the Mustangs, again, this defense has been very good. This time, though, the Hillers working their way through. Look at the weave from John Garcia, and the Mustangs right now are just trying to keep Garcia away from the soccer ball. The Hillers with 10:15 to play, not quite able to get the control they wanted at midfield, and now the Mustangs coming the other way. They'll lead it this way. Cole Solarczyk, the sophomore, sees this one roll through.
Now playing for the Mustangs, number 9, Cole Solarczyk.
Some fresh legs on the field for the Mustangs. Cooper Cincinnati tosses this one in. Great block here by the Mustangs to get the ball going back in their direction. And this is Liam Miller. No, check that, 42 for the Mustangs. My mistake there. That's Elliot Boer. And finally, this is a through ball sent out of play. 9:35 to play in the first half. Trinity and Laurel Highlands, this 3A Section 2 situation as we get to the later stages of the season is going to be very interesting, and Young is down. He nearly loses that one. Very close as the Mustangs sensed a miscue there from Joel Young, who has otherwise been pretty steady, even giving up his body a few times to make stops. But that time, Young had one sort of ricochet off his body, and he was very fortunate that that ball did not move even just another foot, or that was a Mustang goal, even if all of the Mustangs around had closed their eyes. Coming back the other way, Anderson, great stop there for the Mustangs by number 22, Casey Mahoney. Mahoney had to close on Anderson very quickly. Anderson has been good tonight for the Hillers. He's a junior, listed as a forward and midfielder. He showed off some speed coming down this near sideline, and so O'Neill, with 8:21 to play, will direct a few of his defensemen and then really lay into this one. This one's going to result in a whistle and Mustang possession here, Mustang opportunity. Elliott Boer initially jogging over to move the ball, and now the Mustangs will place it right on the LH logo here at Mustang Field, and sending this one off, number 22, Casey Mahoney. And this one at the goal, and Young has lost it. No, he's got it back. My goodness. Young had lost that again for just a second.
Ladies and gentlemen, I'm sure you mentioned 50-50 tickets.
Incredible. 7:33 to play. And Jason Taylor makes an announcement here at Mustang Field about the 50-50 drawing that's going on, and I think Joel Young might be interested. He has really, really rolled the dice the last few minutes. He might want some 50-50 tickets himself. He is feeling very lucky with how close he has been with the Mustangs right in his face as he is juggling the ball. That was Colin Reiner, by the way, for Trinity, who loses the ball to the sideline. He was actually out of play while contacting the ball. 7 minutes remaining. Jackson Nairn will check back in. And it will be Nairn with the throw-in. Nairn looking for a target down the sideline. He wanted to go to number 10, Chase Hall, but could not quite find him. 6:35 to play. Great match so far as Young picks it up, and I think if you're Joel Young, you're probably very excited for the half. I think he might be hurting just a little bit after absorbing that kick from Radcliffe. He has looked just a bit unsteady since that time, and he may be eyeing a break here in a few minutes. Coming back the other way, Mason Seaside with some contact on the near sideline, but the ball is lost with 6:07 to go now. Trinity throw in. They wanted Anderson. They're going to find Laurel Highlands' Elliott Boer. And LH trying to set themselves up at the center line. Little heel move here, but the Mustangs are ready for it, and they will really clear it out now. It's a foot race with Hall, and Trinity sends this one out of play. I don't know that they absolutely needed to do that. They had numbers on their side, and it was just Hall. It seemed as though they were expecting more of a rush. This one off a Hiller's body and then out of play. So now a corner kick situation. Lucas Tagia, the junior. This is exactly what the Mustangs have ordered. Here's the kick. And off a couple of heads, it's still alive and still on the pack, and that is in. It's in. The Mustangs score. Number 42, Elliott Boer, able to drop it in, and that is pinball if we've ever seen it. Tip your cap to Boer. Somehow he stayed with it, and now I'm really thinking that Joel Young may want himself a breather. He is not moving especially great in goal, and I hope he's okay. Whistle here before the kickoff. The Mustangs on top. We had just mentioned that any goal before half does a lot for momentum in a closely contested game between two evenly matched teams.
Number 42, Elliott Boer.
Both of these teams coming in with strong overall records. Trinity, of course, 8-4, LH 9-5. Both eyeing a postseason appearance at the very least. Both teams quite honestly, have represented themselves well here tonight, but this is Laurel Highlands' match to lose now. 4:33 to play in the first half. And what a great effort there by Elliott Bohr. I'm going to guess on that goal, and I'm going to absolutely have to go back home after this and watch that goal as Radcliffe takes one away, and he sends one at Young. And no, Young saves it by a hand. What great work there by Joel Young. He must be feeling much better. He gets a hand up, throws himself onto the ground. I thought Radcliffe would bury that. Young moving very quickly to his left, gets a hand out and is able to save it. But now, of course, we have the corner kick. Laurel Highlands just scored off a corner kick. Nairn will step out and send this one in. Here it is. The bodies collide. Young is on the pitch, and I think he's the only person who touched it. Now coming back the other way. This will be number 21, Jet Yager. Young is trying to move around his defense. He's not happy where everyone is, I don't think. And now Laurel Highlands will see this one ricochet away. And a collision here is going to get a whistle. A Hiller had hit the turf with 3:15 to play. My goodness, what an exciting match we have had so far between the Trinity Hillers and the Laurel Highlands Mustangs. Thank you as always for joining us on the South Union Township Sports Network. Laurel Highlands sending this one way down. The Hillers with strong numbers here. Chase Hall will watch the Hillers boot this one out of play. We want to thank our sponsors, Smith Lewis Chess CPAs in Uniontown, Davis & Davis Attorneys at Law, the Sprouse Insurance Group and Agent David Hughes, SWGI Specialists, now a part of U.S. Digestive Health, the UPMC Rehabilitation Institute and physical therapist Jim Burns, United Bank, LH Girls Soccer Boosters, Chesler's Fine Furniture, and, of course, the South Union Township Supervisors, Bob Schiffbauer, Rick Vernon, and Jason Scott. 2:22 left in the half. This one thrown to the Laurel Highlands bench. And the officials are going to reset everybody. Mustangs with another opportunity. They want Hall, and the Hillers, I believe, are out of play while kicking that one. Throw-in opportunity here for the Mustangs. They'll try to drop one in to Kolensik. Now here's Radcliffe, and Radcliffe sees this one roll off a Hiller's foot, I believe. The Hillers were not especially quick to respond to Radcliffe there as he broke toward the goal. Just 90 seconds to play here at Mustang Field. Young will send this one away. The Mustangs, I'm sure, would love to go into the break with this lead. Radcliffe sees this one tipped away. And the Hillers not making a lot of headway here, but they have kept it away from Radcliffe, and we have a whistle on the far side. This will be a Mustang opportunity.
One minute remaining in the half.
Matt Kolensik with the throw-in. And this one will be lost to the Hillers. He wanted Hall, and this goes off the foot or body of John Garcia. So another throw-in for the Mustangs. Of course, the Mustangs have no problem with the soccer ball being on this end of the field because the longer they can keep it here, the less opportunity the Hillers have of doing anything crazy before the break here tonight. 1-0, the Mustangs lead. This is a through ball. I think they wanted Nairn on this wing. Could not quite find him. So the Hillers with 25 seconds may get one last offensive look here. Big throw in. They want the center line. They throw it across the center line and to the Mustang defense. That one out of play. And the Mustangs themselves will handle it from there. Just 12 seconds left. Throw in over Nairn. This one popped into the sky. And the Hillers wanted a header there. Could not quite get it. But either way, that's going to do it here for the first half of play. Your score: 1-0 in favor of the Laurel Highlands Mustangs on the South Union Township Sports Network. By the way, if you're watching this game on Breezeline or Armstrong Cable, we'd like to let you know that South Union Township Sports Network games and programs are now available live online. It's easy to find. Just log on to youtube.com and search South Union Television or follow the South Union Township Sports Network on Facebook for program updates. Facebook.com/South Union TV. Subscribe for notifications when we go live. We're going to take a short break here on the South Union Township Sports Network. Laurel Highlands will go into the break with a 1-goal lead. We'll be right back for your halftime show in just a few minutes.
Hard work, respecting others, and being a good team member are values that South Union Township Supervisor Jason Scott knows well. Whether he's running a machine, repairing storm drains, operating a plow truck, or working with his fellow supervisors on economic growth, Jason Scott is working every day to keep residents safe, maintain the strength of our local businesses, and enhance the quality of life in South Union Township. Best wishes for a great season from Jason Scott, who would appreciate your vote for Township Supervisor.
Paid for by the candidate.
At what point did everything change? When did service get taken out of service industries? It's too bad, because people are busy these days. At life, at work, at play. When it comes to your hard-earned money, you want service. Real service. From a person you know and a face you trust. At a bank where changing with the times doesn't mean leaving people behind. We're proud to be a part of your community. We're United Bank, at your service.
This is Dr. Fraser Stokes of U.S. Digestive Health in Uniontown. Doctors Calabrese, Hoppy, Lorenz, and I want to wish our local football teams and fans the very best in 2025 and remind you that our board-certified gastroenterologists are always here to help you and your family with a wide variety of GI health issues. Lastly, please consider a screening colonoscopy. It's a 30-minute painless test that could save your life.
Hello, this is Jeremy Davis from the law firm of Davis & Davis. We have been helping the great people of Fayette County for over 45 years with personal injury claims. If you are hurt or injured, call our law firm today for your free consultation. Remember, the insurance companies are not on your side. We will personally come out and meet with you. Call us at 724-437-2799. We have helped people like you recover millions of dollars. You will not pay anything until we win your case. We will fight for you.
The UPMC Rehabilitation Institute on Wayland Smith Drive offers cutting-edge physical therapy. Jim Burns and his staff are residents of the community, treating sports injuries, neurological conditions, back pain, sprains and strains, joint replacements, hand injuries, and other conditions. They treat you efficiently and safely by taking all necessary precautions while disinfecting the clinic regularly. All insurance accepted. Experienced therapists. Convenient location and hours. Part of the community. Call the office with a prescription from your doctor or schedule by direct access 724-437-7500.
Bad hair day? Bad day at the office? Bad day behind the wheel? Hey, stuff happens, even to the best of us. At least your car insurance rate doesn't have to take a hit. Get Erie Rate Lock from Erie Insurance. Gives you a great rate that stays put until you change a car, driver, or your address. Plus, seriously good service. Now that's something to smile about.
Your Erie agent in Uniontown and Ross Traver Township is Sprowell's Insurance Group, 724-437-9812, or go to sprowellsinsurance.com.
Erie Rate Lock does not guarantee continued insurance coverage and is not available in all states.
This is Dr. Alyssa Lorenz of U.S. Digestive Health in Uniontown, Pennsylvania. Common issues like difficulty with swallowing, frequent heartburn, recurrent abdominal pain, bowel habit problems, and rectal bleeding are often easily diagnosed and treated. Dr. Calabrese, Stokes, Hoppy, and I are local gastroenterologists that are here to help. For more information, call our Uniontown office at 724-437-7677.
If it's time for a change in decor at your home, let the trained staff at Chesler's Fine Furniture work their magic. The August store-wide furniture clearance is going on now. There are no gimmicks involved, just great values and old-fashioned service. Chesler's offers the finest in name-brand furnishings by famous makers, plus accent pieces and wall decor that will underline your unique sense of style. You'll find items such as genuine Lazy Boy rocker recliners for just $429. 5-piece dining sets starting at $5.99. For the family room, there are reclining sofas from $7.99 and up with matching reclining love seats and recliners. For the formal living room, there are sofas starting at $4.99. Don't forget the bedding department, as all mattress sets are reduced. Every piece of bedroom furniture, every piece of living room furniture and dining room furniture, every piece of furniture at Chesler's will be discounted. Chesler's Fine Furniture, Route 51 in Uniontown, where customers send their friends.
Welcome back to Mustangs Field, and now it's time for your halftime show here on the South Union Township Sports Network. We want to acknowledge today is also International Day of Nonviolence. It is Mohandas Gandhi's birthday. He was born today, October 2nd. He's better known to many as Mahatma Gandhi. Mahatma, of course, is a title in Sanskrit. It means venerated. And, of course, he was a practitioner of nonviolent protest. Today, International Day of Nonviolence, recognized on his birthday, October the 2nd. Today also, if you turn back the clock just a few years, was the final sign-off for Vin Scully, the famous broadcaster for the Los Angeles Dodgers. This was his last day of work, and his final game was the Los Angeles Dodgers and the San Francisco Giants. When Vin grew up in New York City, his favorite baseball team, the team that created his love for the game, was the New York Giants. The Giants, of course, later moved to San Francisco, and as a result of that move, Vin had the opportunity to call many of their games as he worked for the Los Angeles Dodgers. His final sign-off today. And, of course, Vin passed away just a few years ago. We have a halftime scoring summary for you. Just one goal so far in this one, brought to you by the Uniontown Herald-Standard's Jonathan Guth. We want to thank Jonathan tonight for his work. First 20 minutes, several shots on goal. Several shots, but none on goal. Several balls, of course, the keepers had to play, but none were especially on target. In the first half, Laurel Highlands picked up a goal with 5:09 to play. Elliot Boer, and the long story short on that, in the event that you had not seen it, corner kick was sent in by Lucas DeGia, and as a result of the ball careening off of several players, Boer had an opportunity right in front of the net to drop it in, and he did so. That's the only goal so far we have had tonight. Joel Young does have 4 saves for Trinity. Technically speaking, Daniel O'Neill, none so far, because Trinity has not had a shot that would have generated a save from O'Neill. I want to thank Jonathan Guth for putting together that summary for us. We certainly appreciate that. Just the one goal. Also a shout-out to Laurel Highlands' girls soccer player, Ava Rubalcaba, who scored a goal last night against South Fayette. South Fayette, coming into last night's match, girls soccer here at Mustang Field, they had only surrendered 5 goals all season. 5 goals in 12 matches. 2 of those scored by West Allegheny in one match, and Rubalcaba buried one at distance against Caitlin Thompson, who was a D1 recruit at goal. So that was a real highlight for the Mustangs last night. Here the Mustangs hold on to a 1-0 lead with just about 2 minutes before we resume play. We're going to take another short break here on the South Union Township Sports Network. We'll be right back in about 90 seconds.
You don't fix what's not broken. That's true. You don't replace what is working well. Jason Scott is doing a good job working as South Union Township Supervisor. Jason Scott utilizes his skills on a daily basis in the Township office. Whether repairing storm drains, operating a plow truck, or working with his fellow supervisors on economic growth, Jason Scott is out there working for you all day, every day. Let's keep experience and integrity in the Township. Keep Jason Scott, full-time South Union Township Supervisor.
Paid for by the candidate.
This is attorney Michael Mays of the Davis & Davis Law Firm. We have been helping injured people just like you recover millions of dollars for over 45 years. If you're hurt or injured, I want to meet you and make sure you get the money that you deserve. Call me at 724-437-2799 for your free consultation. The Davis & Davis Law Firm has been protecting our neighbors in Greene and Fayette counties for over 45 years. Go to davisanddavislaw.com or call 724-437-2799 for your free consultation.
At what point did everything change? When did service get taken out of service industries? It's too bad, because people are busy these days, at life, at work, at play. When it comes to your hard-earned money, you want service, real service, from a person you know and a face you trust. At a bank where changing with the times doesn't mean leaving people behind. We're proud to be a part of your community. We're United Bank, at your service.
Welcome back to Mustangs Field on the South Union Township Sports Network. We again want to thank the Uniontown Herald-Standard Sports Department and writer Jonathan Guth for his work and providing us some statistics for our broadcast tonight as we're about to resume play. The Herald-Standard, of course, for many of you, I'm sure, familiar with its history. Originally, there were two papers in the city, the Morning Herald and the Evening Standard. Those papers eventually merging to form the Herald-Standard as we're underway here at Mustang Field. And I feel that Jonathan's helped us out 2 nights in a row. We've got some morning Jonathan and some evening Guth tonight for us, and we certainly appreciate that. So we're underway. The Mustangs have a 1-goal lead, and of course we have switched sides. Joe Young is in goal now to our left. The Mustangs will be working right to left. The Hillers left to right. Daniel O'Neill in his sky blue uniform has moved off to our right here on a beautiful evening in southwestern Pennsylvania. Gorgeous evening. 63 degrees right now live from Mustang Field under mostly clear skies. A couple of clouds. Hard to discern, of course, at this point, but certainly fall is in the air. October 2nd, as hard as that is to believe. And right now the Mustangs work that far sideline, looking to add to this lead. An insurance goal would be invaluable. Of course, the Hillers want no part of that if they can help it. They're looking on the far sideline for the Hillers. This was number 14, Noah White, who could not quite get it under control, and the Mustangs will retrieve the ball. And we'll have an opportunity to throw in. This one targeting Brady Anderson and immediately out of place, and now Nairn will take it. And Nairn initially looks to his left, now to his right, then back to his left, and he drops one into his teammate, number 22, Casey Mahoney. And the Mustangs go for the big lead here to Hall. They've tried this a few times. Hall does a really good job of outrunning this Hillers defense. The Hillers have had to scramble back multiple times in the first half to put a lid on him. This one across the center line. Little collision here with Mahoney and I believe Anderson for the Hillers. That is Anderson. And Mahoney nearly takes it away. Now it will be taken away by the hero thus far, one of the heroes defensively thus far, Matt Kolensik, who in the first half was invaluable to this Mustangs team on the far sideline. He was, from our perspective, opposite side of Mustang Field, and he was superb at stopping the Hillers from gaining any traction on that side. Offensively, the Hillers were quite quiet in that first half, as our halftime report showcased for you. Right now, the Laurel Highlands Mustangs just trying to keep a good thing going. The Mustangs, of course, are in their red and blue uniform. The Hillers in white with royal blue trim. Hitting the floor here is Jacob Wright. Wright pops right back up off the pitch and otherwise seems to be okay. Just 3 minutes into the second half. Little collision downfield. But the Mustangs were able to get this one to Radcliffe. Radcliffe, of course, is a man to watch. He sends one toward the Hillers' goal. Cooper Meeks is in the way. This one ultimately goes wide of Young and out of play. Young has been tested a few times tonight, more often than not. As you can see by the score, he has come up successful. But now we'll see a corner kick. This is how Laurel Highlands produced their goal tonight. Elliot Boer, another one of those first-half heroes for the Mustangs, was in position to drop it in here. They're able to get it to Kolensik, and the Mustangs send this one wide, and Young watches it roll off to his right. And he's going to call for the reserve ball, and that's rolled out to him. He'll place it right in the center of the S, the first S in Mustangs. Trinity School District has a history that extends back to the 1920s. Of course, the school is famous for its hilltop view of Washington, Pennsylvania. The school has a historic mansion on campus that serves as the administration office, and that mansion happened to belong over 140 years ago now to the Smith family, and the Smiths were distant relatives of Ulysses S. Grant, who was, of course, American general during the Civil War and one-time U.S. president. And Grant actually visited Washington, PA a few times and stayed in that house that is currently on Trinity's campus. Great defense here by the Mustangs. Number 28, Ethan Perkins denying Jacob Wright. Wright had closed in on the goal box, but seen this one taken away by the Mustangs. Good defense there, as we have seen all night from the Mustangs. We have come to expect nothing less. 35-15 to play. This one a throw-in opportunity. And unfortunately for the Hillers, this one is going to get away from nearly everyone but Anderson. Anderson has to retreat. And now the Hillers will launch one, and this was dangerous for the Mustangs. Wright was in position and wanted the header toward goal but could not get it. Now look out. Radcliffe toe-tapping the line. Radcliffe splitting defenders. Radcliffe, center lane, call it Bailey Avenue. Radcliffe still dribbling and finally colliding with the Hillers defender. And Radcliffe nearly went the distance there himself. I felt like I was watching a kickoff return in a football game, and Radcliffe was about to take it to the house. This one kicked into the bench of the Laurel Highlands Mustangs. And we'll see a throw in here for the Mustangs. Near sideline, Mustangs have this one denied, and this one is going to bounce across the track and to the concession stand. We have to tip our cap to our concession liaison, Manny Dice. We gave him $9 during the break, and he came back with a genuine buffet. We're going to call this the Laurel Highlands Mustang Banquet Special. How he got all of this for $9, I do not know. He had to bring it in a box. Here's a header that just goes wide of the goal, right? Watches it go out of play. Thank you to the concession stand for their support tonight of us. Wright will tee this one up. Just 33 minutes to play. A defensive struggle. We expected a great match, and not surprisingly, this has taken on a defensive nature. A little tie-up here, nearly a hold or a push perhaps on the far side. This one will be sent ahead. The Hillers really desperate for some offense. Hillers have not had a whole lot of great looks at O'Neill tonight. The Mustang defense has been very, very spry and has done excellent work at getting back and getting ahead of any sort of Trinity action. Here's Boer battling here. The Hillers are able to take this one away. Now a lead, and the Hillers are nearly able to win the foot race, but O'Neill comes out and wisely plucks this one off the pitch. O'Neill has been very fortunate tonight in the great defensive play around him. Here's a header by Hall, and this one is going to nearly be controlled. No, it will be controlled at least for a second by Hall, but the Hillers were in position and were able to take away the ball pretty quickly. Now Boer at midfield sends it down. The Hillers are going to launch this one right back and trying to save this one and not able to at the sideline for the Mustangs. Number 23, Brody Baker. Baker kicked that one to the Dollar General. Now the Hillers are going to work the far sideline. And it will go back to Boer. Boer will lift this one deep toward the Trinity goal. Wright actually has come way out in the penalty box. What a dangerous decision for Wright. It paid off enough. We see Hall there was in position. And the officials want to talk to the Hillers. And the Mustangs are going to have very favorable circumstances here. I don't know if we had a hold as Hall was coming down the field. But the Hillers had to be nervous. Joe Young was way out of the box. He was nearly out of the penalty box, at which point, of course, he can only use his feet. And now the Mustangs are ready to cash in off a Hillers miscue here with 30:50 to play. Here's the kick by Radcliffe, and this one is scooped off the ground by Young. 30 minutes to play in this contest. The Mustangs oh so close to what would be a huge, huge section win. 3A Section 2. Mustangs will reset themselves here. They, of course, have the one goal in their pocket. The Hillers not quite in desperation mode, but we may be getting there soon. Let's not forget the Hillers also want to win this. This one going to be lost to the corner, and John Garcia will send this one in. Mustangs will position themselves. Now Garcia will give way to Brady Anderson. Brady Anderson, former Baltimore Oriole. Hit quite a few home runs back in the day. Now he's playing high school soccer. And Anderson's corner kick. No. He'll give a little fake here and try to roll one. Now a launch toward goal and wide. Interesting decision there by the Hillers to not test the middle of the waters there. Hillers were looking for containment. They won't have it. Now we have a collision between two players. Scrambling back to his feet. Proudfit will actually get back to his feet and control. Now they're trying to go center lane, but losing it is Cooper Cincinnati. Mustangs trying to go to Hall. Hall with the header, reverse direction. Control again for the Hillers, testing the middle. Battling for control. This is going to be Proudfit. Proudfit wanted to go to Garcia. It's taken away by Boer, and then Garcia momentarily able to take it back. Nairn, that was Hall in the middle. Coming back across the center line, John Garcia. Across midfield, now deep on the far side. This one's going to be a through ball, lost to the track. For Laurel Highlands, that was Brody Baker who gave it a chase, and now he is waiting to throw it in. Whistle was blown, and now here is Baker's throw. This one is going to go to Anderson on the far sideline. The Mustangs trying to deny Anderson. They're having a bit of difficulty here. Ball not quite cooperating with the Mustangs. Now they go left wing. They want Anderson again. Anderson has played there all night, and he has been pretty strong for the Hillers. Offensively, he has probably been their most consistent threat throughout the course of this game. Now this one will be launched ahead again. They want Anderson far side. Anderson and Mahoney have gone toe-to-toe a couple times tonight. Now the Hillers threatening. Anderson blasts this one off a body. Stepping in the way is Perkins, and that one goes out of play. Perkins absorbing a shot there to deny the Hillers. 27:30 to play. Corner kick coming up for Anderson. Brady Anderson, the junior. This time the Hillers look like they'll take more of a traditional approach to this. They break toward the goal and are going to pack in right near O'Neill. Here's the kick, and this one is immediately steered away by the Mustangs. Well played by Laurel Highlands. The Hillers just fighting to keep this one close and send it back into the penalty box. Another chance at the goal, and O'Neill is there. And what a play by O'Neill. Excellent work. That was the closest I would say the Hillers have come all night to finding a way through, and O'Neill was having none of it. And unfortunately for Laurel Highlands, Hall not quite able to save this one on the near boundary. The Hillers waste no time. They're coming right back. Here's Wright on the right wing. Now he'll move it back. They want to go center lane. And the Hillers see this one driven away by the Mustangs. 26-26 to play. The Mustangs oh so close now to what would be a real statement victory to secure this match. Split with Trinity. Trinity did win the earlier contest against the Mustangs. And here's a collision, and that's a big one. 32, Cooper Meeks got a good piece of Radcliffe there. And this is exactly what the Hillers did not want. Radcliffe needs 2 goals to tie the all-time mark in Laurel Highlands Mustang history. 3 goals to make it his own. 25:40 to play. Radcliffe will take his paces. The Hillers forming the wall. Radcliffe sends this one to Young, and Young does a nice job knocking it down and then controlling the bounce. Young is going to drop this one, play it off the pitch. Little roller straight ahead of himself. He can still use his feet here, and now he's going to launch it deep as the Mustangs had retreated and given him some room to work with. Here's Boer. Boer, little heel kick, moves it to his right. Nairn, look at Nairn. Wow. Going to split 2 Hiller defenders and literally gets one to roll right between Garcia's feet. The Hillers do control. Now they bounce one toward O'Neill. O'Neill is ready. O'Neill has to be thinking to himself, especially from his vantage point, that his team is seconds by seconds closer to picking up a very hard-fought and deserved victory against the Hillers. And quite honestly, when you look ahead at the Mustangs section and their schedule within that section, it is favorable to them. They've got some matches in the section they can win. Moving forward, the Mustangs easily deny here. The Hillers trying to recompose themselves, and the Mustangs launch this one. That one is going to bounce to Gallatin Avenue Extension probably. The Hillers almost subject to a tackle attempt there. The Mustangs closing in for one, and they just escape it. Mahoney will let O'Neill step over and take this one himself. Under 24 minutes to play. We want to thank our sponsors, as always, Smith Lewis Chess CPAs in Uniontown, Davis & Davis Attorneys at Law, the Sprouse Insurance Group and Agent David Hughes, SWGI Specialists, now a part of U.S. Digestive Health, the UPMC Rehabilitation Institute and physical therapist Jim Burns, United Bank, LH Girls Soccer Boosters, Chesler's Fine Furniture, and now O'Neill. They've got his attention here as Wright drops down into the corner. Again, this Mustang defense very good tonight. Seaside trying to close out Wright, and he'll do so actually quite easily. And now the Mustangs are coming back the other way with a little bit of steam before the Hillers finally cut them off. Now this one shipped down. Far sideline in front of the Mustangs bench. Some body work here for the Mustangs. Keeping this one moving toward Wright, and Wright has to finally step out and control this one. As 21 for the Mustangs, that's Jet Yager. He was busy in the first half as well. Was in position to cause some trouble for the Hillers. We also want to thank the South Union Township supervisors, Bob Schiffbauer, Rick Vernon, and Jason Scott, for all of their hard work to make this broadcast possible. On the far sideline, nearly a little push-off here by the Hillers. The Mustangs are able to maintain control. They get it to Yager, now to the dangerous Radcliffe, and across the center line. The Hillers look like they may have suffered just a moment of miscommunication there, but it did not matter as they were able to regroup themselves quick enough to cover up any potential errors. Coming our way to Hall. This one going to be sidestepped away. Little collision here on the sideline. Ball lost to the sideline as Jacob Wright was in pursuit, and Hall was there too. 1-0 in favor of Laurel Highlands. Laurel Highlands, boy, they've had a good week. Beat the Uniontown Red Raiders in a hard-fought rivalry match earlier this week. Very, very close match at the half. Laurel Highlands able to win that one 5-0. And then they battled South Fayette. Nairn and Radcliffe coming up big in that match to secure the victory. On the near sideline, holding it. Garcia wants to go middle, and now O'Neill has to do some work. And O'Neill is there. That's why he is there. And he has played a fine match for this team when he has been tested. Although his defense, I would say, for the most part, has made his life quite easy tonight. He has been ready to answer when necessary. And the Hillers are going to see Radcliffe launch a header toward Nairn. Now look out. Some numbers here potentially for Laurel Highlands coming off the sideline. They wanted Radcliffe in the middle, and he's going to be denied by Hiller. Now the ball launched across the center line. A battle here, between Mahoney and the Hillers are going to look for control. 1-on-3, and a little dribble step here. They go to right. Will try to cut to the far wing to Anderson. Nobody home, and the Mustangs do what the Mustangs have done all night, and they corral the Hillers before much can develop. Now Yager looking for a tackle here as the Hillers are trying to work around him, and Yager is just refusing to give up. Now an opportunity, a little wiggle and weave, and this one's going to come down to O'Neill, and O'Neill is able to move this one out of play. That was close, and Camden Proudfit is not very happy. He's pleading his case. Of course, we do have Davis & Davis as a sponsor for the South Union Township Sports Network. I don't think he has much a chance in litigation there. And we have a substitute coming in for Laurel Highlands. Many of the Hillers players in some heavy winter clothing on their bench. The Mustangs look a bit more loose on theirs. Far sideline. Anderson trying to work this one off. He comes back to Proudfit. Back to Anderson. Anderson just trying to maintain control. The Mustangs' defense has been excellent tonight. If they play this way the rest of the season, they will not be an easy out for anybody. They have been superb. 19:10 to play here at Mustang Field. The Mustangs trying to send these Hillers. And here's Wright coming out. And Wright. Sorry, that was Young, Joel Young. Getting a little touch there. Young sends it away, but the Mustangs trying to send the Hillers back to Washington County with a loss, and one that would only help to serve the Mustangs. Here's the Mustangs again on the far sideline. That was Yager trying to get something going, and he had Radcliffe breaking down the middle. Now it's going to be Nairn. He moves it to Boer. Boer wants to go Radcliffe in the middle. Radcliffe is able to get through one defender, but not the second. Now Mahoney trying to keep this one for his team. Across the center line it goes to Boer, and the Hillers will charge this one right back. And now a big lead for the Mustangs. Is anybody home? Radcliffe is there. Radcliffe, right wing, fighting for control. Radcliffe still has it. Little pass across the pitch will get denied. They had Radcliffe where they want him, and now Hall's going to try to save this one. He will not. But coming back the other way, Seaside was there. Hall now will get a second crack at this. He's trying to keep control, and you will lose this one to the sideline. Reserve ball tossed to number 13, John Garcia. Truth be told, when either team has really put pressure on the opposing goalie, of course the Mustangs do have one goal off that corner kick that Boer dropped in, but both goalies have been strong tonight, even in the heat of the moment. 17-19 to play as number 31 for the Mustangs, Mason Seaside, the sophomore, will throw this one in. 17-10 to play. Seaside trying to lead something down the sideline. This one is steered back to him and out of play. He'll try again. Mustangs, for the moment, able to control this one. It's Boer going middle, and here's a chance. Breaking down the middle for Laurel Highlands is Kalensik. He's going to move it far wing. They have Yager at home in the middle. And right now they're trying to get out of the corner, and they'll send one parallel to the byline that Young is easily able to hold. And I'm proud to announce here on the South Union Township Sports Network, we have our first ever field promotion. Manny Dice did so well as concession liaison, he has been promoted to cameraman. What an excellent opportunity for this young man who's really spreading his wings here tonight for South Union Township Sports Network. Here's one toward O'Neill, and this one is in. And that was number 7, Evan Slagle, who has tied this one up for the Hillers. With 16:11 to play. Laurel Highlands, brand new match, 1-1. Here's Yager down the far sideline. Yager will see this one kicked away by the Hillers. Laurel Highlands does have 7 shots on goal tonight. We want to thank Jonathan Guth again from the Uniontown Herald-Standard for that number. And apparently, we've got quite a few Trinity Hiller supporters here tonight because as Slagle is announced as the goal scorer, there's a pretty strong round of applause for the Trinity hooligans here with us tonight. Now, Trinity may be trying to add another. They're breaking down the middle, coming to our wing, and looking for Colin Reiner. Reiner immediately runs out of real estate and has this one plucked away from his feet by Seaside and then lost to the sideline. 1-1 with 15:15 to play. Excellent match, as advertised. Being sent in near sideline, Cooper, Cincinnati, looking for a body in the middle. He wanted Jacob Wright. He will not find him. And this one is lost to the far sideline. Thank you, as always, for checking us out on the South Union Township Sports Network. Of course, tomorrow night across southwestern Pennsylvania for most of our high schools. High school football. Battle here near the goal. The Mustangs will just send this one away. Mahoney trying to drive this one out. Now we have a whistle. Push called, and I think Nairn is communicating with the sideline for a ball, and he'll finally get one. One tie. The Mustangs led for most of the game to this point. We are now level at 1 with 13:45 to play. The Hillers will turn this one around. Coming back the other way now, the Hillers playing with some life now that this game is essentially a new one. Anybody's match. O'Neill comes out just ahead of Wright and picks this one up. The Laurel Highlands Mustangs football team in action tomorrow night. They're going to travel to Ringgold, who just happens to be really in the heat of Section 2 and soccer, boys soccer with them as well. Laurel Highlands Mustangs and the Ringgold Rams. You can hear that one on WMBS tomorrow night, 5:90 a.m. Nairn will step over as a breeze picks up across Mustang Field, and he launches one toward the goal, and this one's over, Young. And somehow Young has that one. Was that telekinesis? That's what I want to know. Young was somehow able to have that one skip right back down to him. My goodness, Boer gaining control at the center line, loses it to Wright. And this one's going to be taken back by the Mustangs, at least for the moment. Now Anderson will drop this one back to his defense, and the Hillers will reset themselves here. We have just about a dozen minutes remaining. This one lost to the sideline. Throw-in coming here from Jacob Wright. Across Uniontown on Saturday, the Uniontown Red Raiders football team will play host to the defending state champion from Ohio, the Ironton Fighting Tigers. I've been joking with everyone saying the Ironton Fighting Tigers are coming in by way of circus train, but they're actually, to my understanding, coming in by way of multiple buses. They're bringing spectators and their radio station, and I think the governor of Ohio is coming too. Radcliffe going to try to lead a teammate down the far sideline. That one is beyond Nairn and gets out of play. I believe you can hear that one on WMBS as well. Saturday, 3:30 p.m. kickoff. That's homecoming for Uniontown. 1-1 tie here at Mustang Field between the Hillers and the Mustangs. And right now, anybody's match. This one sent out a play off a Mustang foot on the far sideline. And we have an injury for the Mustangs near their sideline. We'll take a short break here on the South Union Township Sports Network. We'll be right back in just a moment.
The UPMC Rehabilitation Institute on Wayland Smith Drive offers cutting-edge physical therapy. Jim Burns and his staff are residents of the community, treating sports injuries, neurological conditions, back pain, sprains and strains, joint replacements, hand injuries, and other conditions. They treat you efficiently and safely by taking all necessary precautions while disinfecting the clinic regularly. All insurance accepted. Experienced therapists. Convenient location and hours. Part of the community. Call the office with a prescription from your doctor or schedule by direct access 724-437-7500.
And while we were on break, two pieces of good news for Laurel Highlands. Radcliffe is back on his feet, and a very great play in goal for Daniel O'Neill, who denied a golden opportunity for the Hillers. Really have to thank O'Neill for that. 10:40 to play. This one kicked near the penalty box. Header there for number 13, John Garcia. And now a collision on the far side. Radcliffe was there, and this one is going to be whistled dead, and the Hillers will have an opportunity. 10:22 to play on a beautiful Thursday night in Uniontown, Pennsylvania. The Hillers coming to us from Washington County, central Washington County. Elliott Moore looking for control there, and now he will have another opportunity. He's battling against the Hillers number 9, I believe. That is Cooper Cincinnati. Now here come the Hillers with a break. Garcia leading ahead to Slagle. Now on the far side. This is 13, John Garcia again. And Garcia is going to be pushed down, and we get a signal from the official that generates a big round of applause from the Hillers faithful. And this is going to be certainly what the Hillers want to see in a pivotal moment. Number 13, John Garcia, a Trinity captain, is going to test O'Neill. 9:41 to play. Here's the kick. And this one is in, going to beat O'Neill to his right. And Garcia puts Trinity ahead 2-1. The Hillers now have struck twice in this half. First, Evan Slagle. And now John Garcia. The Mustangs now need a goal. They have 9 minutes and 35 seconds to do so. Elliott Bohr, the goal scorer for the Mustangs. Look down the sideline there for Nairn. They're still trying to get it back in that direction. This one sent out of play. The Mustangs scored 3 goals Tuesday night against South Fayette, 2 of them courtesy Nairn. One by way of Cole Radcliffe. And what we'd really like to see now for the Mustangs is an opportunity for themselves as they try to lead in Hall. And Young comes diving out to cover this one up. Plenty of time yet to play. 8:50 remaining in the match. And Young will send this one toward the center line. Momentarily controlled by the Hillers. Middle lane. Thought about going to the left, and Mahoney's going to jump that one and send it back to the far sideline. Now this is Nairn coming back to Bohr. Bohr across the center line. Nice move there, but Cooper Cincinnati comes up with it. Cincinnati moves it our way. This is going to be number 29, Colin Reiner, and this one is caught by O'Neill. I don't think we had a chance of that one going in the goal, but O'Neill wanted to play it safe and took care of that one anyway. Now here's an opportunity maybe for Hall. This one steered away first by the Hillers. Far side, Proudfit trying to keep this one away from Boer. Finally, far sideline. This one nearly jumped by the Mustangs. Battle for control. And the Mustangs will take it. Number 23, Brody Baker. And this one's kicked out of play. 1-0 was the score in favor of Laurel Highlands at the break. Trinity has struck for 2 here in the second half. And they lead with 7:30 to play. Laurel Highlands should be able to gain control of this one. O'Neill came out to make sure of it, even though Perkins was closing in. Laurel Highlands just looking to create an opportunity here. Far side, this one going to be denied by the Hillers. Coming back the other way off the hill of Proudfit. And a teammate's going to launch it back down toward O'Neill. 7:02. O'Neill sends this one to midfield. Few Mustangs in on it. One Hiller, and the Hiller is going to control. I believe that is Cincinnati. Now the Mustangs with a chance to to Hall. And for just a fleeting second there, the Mustangs looked like they had something cooking, and the Hillers are able to step in the way. And now a collision on the far side, and that was the Mustangs' number 23, Brody Baker, running through number 21, Brady Anderson. This one going to go back to Anderson. Anderson will test the waters on the far side. Now he drops this one toward the goal, and this one is going to be denied by O'Neill. Not quite played that time, by the way. Slagle probably wanted it. O'Neill made pretty easy work of it, and maybe a push or a hold there near midfield. So the Mustangs, these are the kind of opportunities you want to cash in. Nairn is going to plant the ball at the 35 between the hashes. Joel Young has dropped back deep in his goal. Nairn is going to launch one toward that goal, and Young steps over and covers it up. Nairn had that one lined up quite well. Young will ship it away. Ball will bounce near the center line. Mustangs are going to work for control here. Jacob Wright trying to deny that, but the Mustangs will come out with the dribble. They move far sideline, and now it's going to be Anderson. Anderson will hold. Now he's going to look to his left on the sideline. A big kick here will catch a Hiller's body, and the Mustangs will take control back. Leading right wing, they wanted Radcliffe there, and the Hillers will deny and launch this one in the direction of the scoreboard. It's going to be saved momentarily by Slagle, and then ultimately across the sideline. 4:44 to play. 2-1. Throw in here for the Mustangs. The Hillers able to deny, although the Mustangs not giving up on it. Of course, now they're the ones who sense the urgency in this match. Again, sent out of play here. Both coaches shouting out expectations and assignments for their team as Boer wants to keep the pressure on the Hillers. This one going to be sent toward Hall. Hall will break, and Young, whereas Young had been pretty aggressive in the past at playing those, he dropped back and let his defense help him out. And this one will be shipped off and lost to the sideline. Throw-in opportunity. Little collision here between a Mustang and Hiller. And now a bigger collision. And yes, this is the break perhaps the Mustangs need. And that gets the home crowd here at Mustang Field back to life. Lucas DeGia for the Mustangs hit the pitch. And the Mustangs are going to have a chance here from near midfield. Nairn has a big leg. He's waiting for a signal. Now he has it. Nairn looking to lead his team in. And we've got one near the goal, and it's sent away by the Hillers just at the final second. Now a throw-in opportunity for the Mustangs. This one into the penalty box and sent away by the Hillers. The Mustangs not done yet. Sending this one back to the goal. Now they'll retreat and reset. Seaside, a high floater to Radcliffe, and Radcliffe collides with Young, and Young is down. Now he's struggling back, and another collision, and somebody has got to blow a whistle somewhere. We get one. And now we've got some contact in the middle. Beyond the scope of play, I think. And thankfully for us, our official working this side of the field, working the middle rather, Daniel Sasak was there to make sense of this pretty quickly for us, and it's going to be Radcliffe. Number 8, Cole Radcliffe, with a big chance here. The Hillers will build their mountain in front of Young. Radcliffe will test them. Here it is. Denied. Now Radcliffe with another boot in, and this one sent back to the goal. And the Hillers fighting for control, and this one is lost to the sideline, just out of your view to the left. Right back in play. Radcliffe trying to split defenders there. He's not quite able to. And this one sent out of play, 2:45 to play. And I'm sure the Hillers must feel that they have really escaped some danger here. A whistle blown on our side, and play is stopped at 2:40 as a gust of wind blows across the field. We've seen a few stronger gusts here as the evening has progressed. This one off a few bodies. You can feel the intensity, both in the players and in the crowd, as Laurel Highlands scrambling to make something happen. Radcliffe battling his way through. Radcliffe splits about 4 Hillers there. Now this one fired toward Young. Young has to step out and play it. Hall was there should the ball have come away. 2:12 to play. The crowd is really into it now. This one sent away. The Hillers not quite able to get the contact there. I think they wanted a collision at midfield. Will send one Mustang to the pitch, but the Hillers, at least for the moment, able to control. Great work there by Mahoney. And then back for the Mustangs. That's Lucas DeGia getting a foot in. Ball going to be lost to the sideline. Stepping out, number 13, John Garcia, wants to lead, and that one goes off the head of number 31, Mason Seaside. Just 91 seconds to play. A valiant effort for both teams here tonight. Throw in toward the goal. The Hillers looking for some insurance. They will not find any. We have a Hiller down, and O'Neill is finally going to hear a whistle here. Everyone appears to be back on their feet, and the crowd just unhappy with the proceedings overall at this particular moment. The Mustangs still have some life. They've got 1 minute and 7 seconds. O'Neill sends it to the center line. Here's Boer trying to lead Hall, and the Hillers, who have really packed it in, send this one away. Mahoney kicks this one off a body. Rushing back, number 31, Seaside, gets it to O'Neill, and O'Neill boots it back to near the center line. The Hillers will see this one returned by Garcia. 40 seconds. The Mustangs looking for a chance. This one, Jet Yager battling 2 Hillers for this one. Finally, it's launched up and nearly out of play. Mahoney able to save that one. Anderson had driven it to near the sideline. 26 seconds to go. Here's a good work here by Seaside. If this one can be controlled by the Mustangs, no, it will be sent away. And the goalie is way out. O'Neill puts his body into number 7, Slagle. And O'Neill charges this one down the field with 12 seconds to play. This one driven out of play. 9 seconds, a quick throw-in needed. Here's Kolensik, 5 seconds. They were looking for Yager. Now on the far sideline, and that's going to do it. And Trinity, the Hillers, will hold on to win 2-1 after a genuinely tenacious battle against these Laurel Highlands Mustangs. That is your final score, 2-1. The Hillers picking up both of their goals after the break. We want to thank our sponsors tonight. Smith Lewis Chess CPAs in Uniontown, Davis & Davis Attorneys at Law, the Sprouse Insurance Group, and agent David Hughes. SWGI Specialist, now a part of U.S. Digestive Health. The UPMC Rehabilitation Institute and physical therapist Jim Burns. United Bank. LH Girls Soccer Boosters. Chesler's Fine Furniture. And the South Union Township Supervisors Bob Schiffbauer, Rick Vernon, and Jason Scott. What a contest tonight between the Hillers and the Mustangs. The Hillers able to escape Mustang filled with a win, but they really had to work for it. The Mustangs' goal coming by way of Elliott Bohr in the first half, and then 2 goals coming back for the Hillers in the second half. The first from Evan Slagle, the second coming by way of John Garcia. Today's game on the South Union Township Sports Network has been a joint cooperative venture with Township Supervisors Bob Schiffbauer, Rick Vernon, and Jason Scott, along with our friends at Armstrong and Breezeline Cable and CUTV. We also want to thank Gary Smith. Our final score, Trinity 2, Laurel Highlands 1. We'd like to thank the Herald Standard's Jonathan Guth for his halftime statistics, for Bill Dice, who operated the camera tonight, Manny Dice, who helped deliver from the concession stand, and myself, Joshua Scully. You've been watching the South Union Township Sports Network.